Please be seated. They can follow instructions quite well. Excellent. Good afternoon. I'm John Williams, and I'm honored to serve as Dean of Indiana University School of Dentistry. I would like to welcome you to our annual White Coat Ceremony. This is a special time in the lives of these young men and women who have chosen to enter the profession of dentistry. They have made a conscious decision to enter a professional life of service and a commitment to lifelong learning, and to abide by the highest ethical principles of our profession. They have their ties on and their nice dresses, and they obviously are looking forward to this day. I think it's important for us to pause from the rigors of study, from the rigors of preparation, examination, and evaluation, to step back and acknowledge the significance and solemnity of this occasion. I'd like to reference several components of the oath which our students will be reciting together at the conclusion of our ceremony today. We are called upon in the health professions to do a number of things. First, we put others above self. Second, we commit ourselves to lifelong learning, realizing that there are only a limited amount of time and information that we can receive during our formal education in dental school. The profession of dentistry continually changes. We have new evidence-based scientific discoveries, and it is incumbent upon each of us in the profession to do the very best we can by our patients, by staying current and continuing to enhance our knowledge and skills and being true to our values to never let our patients down. The oath talks about our sacred duty to teach the public. As health professionals, you'll be a teacher, encouraging your patients to improve their health, not only their oral health, but their overall systemic health and the value that has for the quality of life in society. The value of oral health for individuals is a priceless possession. It facilitates the ability to speak well, feel good about oneself, the ability to hold a job, and the ability to enjoy food and other social amenities. Your commitment is also very much intrinsically tied to the professional ethics of the American Dental Association. You'll hear through our speaker, Dr. Mark Smith, and also throughout your curriculum, the importance of serving as an ethical practitioner because it is the cornerstone upon which our profession is grounded. We also call on you to lend your support and influence to dental education. Some of you may be interested in pursuing a career in dental academics, public health. A variety of options await you, and I encourage you to think about the opportunities that lie ahead. We'll certainly be talking much more about these throughout your 4 years with us. And finally, it is your commitment to service. I always encourage students to think about taking care of your loved ones. Is this what your mother would want you have you do? I know there are a number of mothers in the audience today, as well as fathers and other family members, and so I'm amplifying that along with those family members as well. Think of your actions and the reflection that they have not only on you, but the profession and on your family. The actions that you undertake, the provision of diagnosis and treatment that you provide your patients, always keep in mind, is this the right thing, the appropriate thing? Is this something I would want to have done to me as a patient? It's now my pleasure to introduce you to this afternoon's speaker, Dr. Mark S. Smith. Born and raised near Fort Wayne, Indiana, Dr. Smith earned a Bachelor of Science degree from Indiana University in Bloomington in 1966 and his Doctor of Dental Surgery degree with honors from the Indiana University School of Dentistry in 1969. Dr. Smith spent 2 years in the United States Army Dental Corps, including a year of service in Vietnam. He has practiced general dentistry in Bloomington, Indiana for the past 41 years. He's happily married with 2 daughters, a teacher and an attorney, 2 great-grandsons, and 2 fabulous new grandsons. Obviously, Dr. Smith must have written the introduction, so that's great. Dr. Smith's involvement in the dental profession is extensive and impressive. He is a past trustee of the Indiana Dental Association, past chair of the IDA Strategic Planning Committee, and currently serves as on the Council of Communication and Website Development Committee. He is a recipient of the IDA Presidential Citation Award, the Trustees Leadership Award, life member of the American Dental Association, and Omicron Kappa Epsilon. Dr. Smith is recipient of the 2011 American College of Dentists Ethics Award, past chair of the Indiana section of the American College of Dentists, and vice regent of the 7th District, which is comprised of Indiana and Ohio districts of the International College of Dentists, and is currently chair of an initiative entitled Great Expectations. This is a mentoring and professionalism subcommittee of the International College of Dentists. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Dr. Mark Smith, our 2012 White Coat Ceremony speaker. Dr. Smith.
I'm not sure how to start after the comedy routine we started out with this morning. This seems a little bit dry, but I'll do the best I can. It is indeed an honor for me to be here. Can you all hear? I'm not getting. Can you hear now? Okay. It's an honor for me to be here today and speak to all of you. This is a really exciting time. I hope that you feel that excitement as beginning students at IU School of Dentistry. It's a fabulous career that you're getting into. So I want to welcome you to the Indiana University School of Dentistry's White Coat Ceremony. The ceremony in which you are about to participate is a symbolic rite of passage from pre-professional school to professional school. In all of your education up until now, you typically were in competition with many students with similar goals to get the best grades and best DAT scores that you possibly could get. Your adversaries, if you will, were the other 16 or 17 students who were vying for the very seat that you now occupy. All that has now changed. Your seat, assuming that you are reasonably diligent, is reasonably secure. However, your adversary is no longer the student to your left or to your right. Your new adversary is skill and knowledge, or rather, your current lack of skill and knowledge. In the next 4 short years, and I know it doesn't sound like a short period of time, but it will fly by. You must acquire as much skill and knowledge as you can in order to provide the very best dental care for your patients. That is a big challenge. Now, the dental profession itself has gained tremendous prestige over the past century as a result of dedicated teachers, dedicated researchers, skilled practitioners, and organized dentistry, all working in their own way towards a common goal, and that is to provide the very best dental care possible to those in need. You are about to enter, or you have already entered, a dental school that has played a significant role in that progression. Over the years, the list of faculty of this school reads like a who's who in dentistry, and that is no less true today as you begin your professional career. Professional career. Professional, how's that sound? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, that's kind of neat. Have you thought about what that word means? A professional is someone who has advanced knowledge and or skills. They're not commonplace to the general public. Skills and knowledge. Others do not possess. In our society, that means with your licensure, you will be allowed by society to do things prohibited to others without those skills and knowledge. Extract teeth. Set broken jaws. Move and restore teeth. and write life-saving prescriptions. Now, in addition to this pursuit of skill and knowledge, a dentist lives by a code of professional conduct, which demands the highest character, morality, and ethics, qualities that are every bit as important as your professional knowledge and professional skills. The Code of Professional Conduct demands that you always strive to keep your patient's needs and interest above your own self-interest. Being a dental professional is both an honor and a privilege, and this understanding, this implied contract, if you will, between the public and the dental profession is truly a sacred trust. So what is this professionalism I've been talking about? There are many wordy definitions, and you can look them up, and for the most part, I can give you a definition I think you won't have to memorize or remember. To me, professionalism is summed up in one word: respect. As you begin your professional schooling, professionalism is about respecting your fellow students. Yes, all of them, even the obnoxious ones. You know who they are. It's about respecting your professors, even when they don't understand that they've given you too tough an assignment and you really don't have time to do all that in the amount of time left to do and still get the other things done. Respect. Professionalism is also about respecting the clerical staff, the appointment secretaries, the librarians, the technicians, and yes, the custodians. To paraphrase an 18th century philosopher, Samuel Johnson, the true measure of a professional is how he or she treats someone who can do him or her absolutely no good. And as you begin having contact with patients, it's about respecting them. And sometimes that's going to be hard to do. Some just don't want to listen to your sage advice and learned counsel. They live on candy, soft drinks. They eat Cheetos. They don't brush their teeth. You may be upset with their behavior, but you must respect them as individuals, as fellow human beings. Respect. Above all of those that I've listed, the one most important that you must respect is yourself. Embrace and maintain high self-esteem, and always conduct yourself, even when no one is looking, with personal self-respect. When you can do that, you are well on your way to being a true professional. Now, it's been my observation that there are two kinds of professionals. I'm sure you have run into them yourself. There it is, what I call the elitist professional, almost arrogant in their behavior, and the servant professional. The elitist professional somehow feels that if they remain superior to, or shall we say, condescending to, those with less skill and knowledge, they somehow elevate themselves above that person, above question and above reproach. Doing this somehow helps them mitigate their own insecurities. It's been my experience that the elitist professional has a very high burnout rate, sometimes in just a few years of practice. Not wanting to lower themselves to the patient's level, they may turn to the almighty dollar for satisfaction and self-esteem. This, of course, is a hollow and lonely pursuit, and ultimately gives no one real satisfaction. Underneath this facade is often a very unhappy, unfulfilled person. On the other hand, there is the servant professional. The servant professional always holds his or her patient in high esteem. They laugh with their patients, and sometimes when times are tough, they may even shed a tear with their patient. Their patients are seen as family, and their patient's concern become the servant professional's concerns. Now, I've practiced dentistry for over 40 years, and I've enjoyed getting up every morning and looking forward to seeing my friends, my patients, that I will see and treat that day. I've pursued the servant professional model, not always successfully, I might add, but it's still my gold standard for professional conduct. As you go through these next 4 years and develop your own professional self-image, I urge you to pursue the model of the servant professional. It will serve you well. Now, I assume you've already received a collection of dental instruments by now. Some waxing instruments, dental burrs, carving knives, waxing blocks, maybe some ivorine blocks. All of these you will use in the semester as it moves along. However, the most powerful instrument is probably not found in that tackle box or collection of instruments. It's found instead in your purse or your shirt pocket. It's this, a ballpoint pen. With this little instrument, you have the power to take notes, complete exams, and sign your name. Now, some time ago, my generation was feeling sorry for those who could not afford an advanced education, so it made it much easier for future generations to get student loans. And that was a good thing. The unintended consequences of that was a precipitous rise in student indebtedness. For a number of years, a student who graduated with debt could still convince the lending institutions that they were a good risk for further indebtedness to buy equipment and to set up an office. Unfortunately, our current economic conditions have changed dramatically. Banks are not lending unless you have equity, and in case you're wondering, student indebtedness is not equity. Even if you're very careful to control your student indebtedness, which I encourage, the temptations upon graduation to buy the finest office, the latest gadgets and gizmos, to live in a doctor's house, and to drive a doctor's car, can enslave you even more. Getting out of this black hole of indebtedness can be a mind-numbing experience. In a recent article by Dr. Dawn Durbin in the Journal of the Indiana Dental Association, she describes digging herself out of a $1.2 million debt after graduation. It took her 10 years. And in summation, at the end of that particular article, she lists 2 lessons learned. Lesson number 1, debt is normal, but normal is broke. And lesson number 2, when you're depending on your patients in your chair to help you make your debt repayment, they know it. Now, don't get me wrong. Most of you will have had to have assumed some debt, some student debt to get this far, and most of you will have to assume more student debt to get your degree. But please be extremely careful about signing on the dotted line for any more than you absolutely need to get your degree. This pen is an extremely powerful but potentially dangerous instrument. Now, as you know, for approximately 100 students in your class, there are over 1,600 applicants hoping to sit in these very same seats. You were selected while 15 or 16 others were turned down. You, on the other hand, had earned a chance to become a professional. The next time you think to yourself, this is too hard, this is too tough, they expect us to learn way too much in too short a time, remember that out there are 15 or 16 others who would gladly be in your shoes. For many of you, acceptance into dental school has been a destination. Let me assure you that that neither acceptance into dental school nor the practice of dentistry is a destination. It is all a journey that will take you to places you never dreamed of. Some of these places will be difficult. Some of these places will be exciting. Some will be very rewarding. And some will be very disappointing. But I can promise you one thing. It's going to be one heck of a journey. Now, no one goes through dental school unchanged. You will not be the same person 4 years from now that you are today. And I hope that's good, because you're going to be better at many, many things. But no matter how much pressure you have to focus on tomorrow's test or deadline, never fail to keep the end result, your own professional development, in mind. Furthermore, none of you got this far without some help. An advisor, family member, a loved one, a mentor who was there for you when you needed help, need a little encouragement, perhaps just a willing listener when things were tough. For many of you who are able to have family and friends come with you today, those people sitting here in the audience and others have been and will continue to be your mentors. As you advance through dental school, I urge you to seek out and cultivate wise and knowledgeable mentors. Their assistance will prove to be invaluable along the way. Eventually, you'll have the opportunity to become a mentor to others. Take that responsibility most seriously. Students, at this time, for those family and friends who were able to accompany you here today, and for those who could only be here in spirit, please rise and recognize your mentors. This is truly an exciting beginning to your new profession. Family and friends, please recognize the first step in your students' professional journey and return the applause for their significant accomplishment so far. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Smith, for those meaningful words, and I can assure you that the students will know the difference that debt is not an asset upon graduation. That's a personal commitment that I will make to them, certainly. It's now my pleasure to introduce another speaker who, Ms. Jenny Neese, who's a third-year dental student, who is currently the president of the American Student Dental Association, and she comes to bring greetings on behalf of the ASDA chapter at Indiana University School of Dentistry. Jenny.
This microphone is giving everyone difficulties. Can everyone hear me? Yes? Okay. Good afternoon, faculty, staff, parents, and students. My name is Jenny Neese. I'm a third-year dental student here at Indiana University School of Dentistry, and I'm also the president of the IU chapter of the American Student Dental Association, otherwise known as IUSD. ASDA is a national student-run organization which provides professional opportunities to promote lifelong involvement in organized dentistry and works to support your interests as students and welfare pretty much as dental students. 2 years ago, I was sitting where you are with my parents in the audience, not really sure what to expect of dental school and my experience here. But now, as I begin my journey up in clinic, I can reflect back and realize that this ceremony was one of the most important moments of my life. Donning your white coat and reading together the oath of the white coat ceremony shows your commitment to become a professional in all aspects of your life. The Indiana University School of Dentistry, in conjunction with IUSD, will be providing a keepsake to commemorate today's special ceremony. This gift will be presented to all first-year dental students in the coming weeks with the hopes that it will inspire you inspire your educational opportunities at IUSD and your future dental career. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jenny. Well, it's now time for the students to make their way on stage, where we will symbolically place the white coat over your shoulders, signifying your entry into the dental profession. I'd ask these individuals to come forward as I call your name. But before I do this, I want to acknowledge that a number of individuals who are joining us today, who are members of the health professions, who will assist in the donning of the white coats. And they are seated, I believe, over in this section. And I would invite you all to stand and be recognized by the audience today for being with us. Please stand so we might recognize you. Thank you. We have 4 individuals who will be assisting us with a formal presentation of the white coats. The Indiana Dental Association, a very strong and strategic partner for us here at the IU School of Dentistry, represented by its president, Dr. John Roberts, a Connersville native and president of the Indiana Dental Association. So, Dr. Roberts, if you'll please come forward. The Indiana section of the American College of Dentists, represented by Dr. Smith. You have already heard from Dr. Smith as our keynote speaker today. And we enjoy a rich interaction with the American College of Dentists at the Indiana section as well. Gentlemen, if you just come up on stage, it'll be fine. The Theta Theta chapter of Omicron Kappa Epsilon National Dental Honorary Society is represented today by its president, one of our faculty members, Dr. Michelle Vale. Dr. Vale. And last but not least, Dr. Steve Dixon, who is director of the Comprehensive Care Clinical Program, an individual that you all get to know quite a bit during your 3rd and 4th year, and my co-partner in teaching some practice management. So Dr. Dixon, welcome again. So at this point, I think Dr. Babler will invite individuals to come forward, and you will give your name and your hometown. I will just take this one opportunity. It's a very small world. Dr. Roberts and I are graduates of Connersville High School, and also our first student today, Laura Albrecht, is from Alliance, Ohio. My parents lived in Alliance, Ohio for many, many years. It's unbelievable. And when I just opened the program, I saw Alliance, Ohio. So, away we go. So, with that, please.
Laura Albrecht, Alliance, Ohio. Rachel Aziz, Carmel, Indiana.
Andrew Bachman, Attica, Indiana.
Jillian Bedell, Plymouth, Indiana.
Blake Ballinger, Tipton, Indiana.
Gilda Bankian, San Diego, California.
Nicole Barnett, Canby, Indiana.
Caitlin Bartz Nunez, Rochester, Indiana.
Carrie Bauermeister, Ossian, Indiana.
Emily Burning, Columbia City, Indiana.
Lakshay Bhardwaj, Toronto, Canada.
Jesse Blair, Ossian, Indiana.
Megan Bloomquist, Atlanta, Georgia.
Katie Boehm, Jasper, Indiana.
Jenny Bollenbacher, Edwardsburg, Michigan.
Kylie Bontrager, Elkhart, Indiana.
Zach Bozick, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Nick Brassard, Jasper, Indiana.
Ross Brenner, Fishers, Indiana.
Lauren Brosmer, Jasper, Indiana.
Leslie Bryant, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Chad Canal, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Jeff Cartwright, Zionsville, Indiana.
Samila Charsarin, Muncie, Indiana.
Cher Chang, Hammond, Indiana.
Holly Clark, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Amanda Clemens, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Priscilla Clinton, Plainfield, Illinois.
Michael Dateweiler, Evansville, Indiana.
Darrell Dancy, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Megan Daniels, Springfield, Illinois.
Catherine Delacruz, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Sonia Dingra, Newburgh, Indiana.
Tasha Deer, Toronto, Canada.
Nicola Jorvik, Munster, Indiana.
Alexandra Doak, Fishers, Indiana.
Justin Ellicofer, Evansville, Indiana.
Joshua Evans, Kokomo, Indiana.
Nadine Forbentianu, Toronto, Canada.
Brant Finney, Olytic, Indiana.
Landon Gamble, Cleveland, Ohio.
Justin Gangstead, Brainerd, Minnesota.
Rachel Gassaway, Trail Creek, Indiana.
Frank Giosha, Ocala, Florida.
Logan Goad, Salina, Tennessee.
Lizette Gonzalez, Cuba.
Garrett Gunnell, Mesa, Arizona.
Esther Hamad, Homer Glen, Illinois.
Hannah Haskell, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Kendra Hickey, Celestine, Indiana.
Zach Helsley, Newcastle, Indiana.
Stephen Hendricks, South Bend, Indiana.
Abram Hess, Bloomington, Indiana.
Risa Herwich, Munster, Indiana.
Melissa Kane, Naples, Florida.
Johnny Keller, Brownsburg, Indiana.
Mackenzie Kelly, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Medina Habiba, Tashkent, Uzbekistan.
Omid Khazri, Toronto, Canada.
Courtney Katsoulis, Homer Glen, Illinois.
John Lane, Muncie, Indiana.
Chao Lemin, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Melissa Leal, West Lafayette, Indiana.
Jenna Lindauer, Richland, Indiana.
Jacob Long, Bay City, Michigan.
Allison Lucas, Hagerstown, Indiana.
Adil Majid, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Thomas Martin, Carmel, Indiana.
Jamie McCormick from Michigan City, Indiana.
Ashley Merriman, Carmel, Indiana.
Chuck Miller, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
هنگام متوسل الحق from Tehran, Iran.
Sarah Mutton, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Mallory Newman, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Elizabeth Nicholson, Mooresville, Indiana.
Ami Pandya from Burnsville, Georgia. Brittany Pingburn from Nashville, Tennessee.
Matthew Parrish, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Mary Pham from Dallas, Texas.
Dalibor Plakis from Highland, Indiana.
Kyle Ratliff, New Albany, Indiana.
Matt Remmel, Jasonville, Indiana.
Jessica Rodenbeck, Kendallville, Indiana.
Shira Ruggs Dancy, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Stuart Ryan, Fishers, Indiana.
Karen Shank, Vincennes, Indiana.
Erica Schmidt, Dunlap, Illinois. Linda Shang, Toronto, Canada.
Autumn Smith, Chicago, Illinois.
Jacob Sun, West Lafayette, Indiana.
Margaret Squires, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Clay Taylor, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Taylor Trevere, Decatur, Indiana.
Derek Tu, Yakima, Washington.
Philip Tischbein, Zionsville, Indiana.
Daryl Turkulis, San Diego, California.
Tim Treat, Plymouth, Indiana.
Corey Van Wanzel, Plymouth, Indiana.
Heather Washburn, Greenwood, Indiana.
Jack Windsor, Birmingham, Alabama.
Erica Roble, Des Plaines, Illinois.
How about this wonderful looking class of 2016, huh? Over the past 5 weeks, the classes worked together under the direction of Dr. Bill Babler. And Dr. Babler, if you'd stand and be recognized, please. One of our many outstanding professors, has worked to create the class mission statement. They have formulated the statement into their own dentist pledge. And I invite our newly elected president, Dr. Tim Treat, to please come forward. Honoris causa, of course. Welcome. Welcome very much. I present to you Mr. Tim Treat.
That's better.
President.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But friends and family, thank you all for coming so much. At this time, we'll share with you our oath. Class of 2016, please join me in standing. We, the members of the Indiana University Dentistry class of 2016, work together to enhance the oral and overall health of our community, innovation, compassion, and personalized care. Through our practice of dentistry, we will foster integrity and stewardship while improving the access to care for all people. Within the dynamic profession of dentistry, we will strive to be perpetual learners and enthusiastic educators. We pledge to uphold these ideals by honoring the profession and creating a lasting impact on society. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, I give you the class, the DDS class of 2016. As we conclude our ceremony today, I would again like to thank Dr. Mark Smith for his meaningful words and commitment and experience to the dental profession. Thank you again, Dr. Smith. We will invite all of you to join us in a commemorating short reception, which is held immediately that way, your left, my right, in the hall next door, to come and greet our newly donned white coat professionals with the ceremony. In addition to Dr. Smith, who represented the Indiana section of the American College, you previously introduced and heard from Dr. Roberts, or didn't hear from him, but he was on the platform. Dr. Roberts, president of the Indiana Dental Association, Dr. Steve Dixon, another graduate of Indiana University School of Dentistry, and Dr. Michelle Vale, who serves as president of the Honorary Society Omicron Kappa Upsilon. I'd like to thank faculty and staff for their participation today, and our colleagues, the Columbus Brass Quintet. Gentlemen, thank you very much for providing our music today. If the audience would remain seated until we process from the room and then join us next door in the reception. I thank all of you for joining us this afternoon, this very momentous occasion, very special time in the lives of these young professionals. I am expecting greatness from each of you. And the opportunities are wide open as you move ahead in your professional career. Congratulations to each of you and to the families and friends who've joined us. Thank you for sharing your loved ones with us. And we look forward to wonderful things happening along life's journey. Thank you very much. If we might have some music, please.